Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, my name is Muhammad Alghifari Aryasta from 2E class. So today I will present you about my essay. So my essay is about communication in aviation. So hope you like it. This is my presentation. As we know, aircraft is acknowledged as the most straightforward route for transportation on this planet. It is constantly utilized as a real and useful transportation across urban communities and countries. Subsequently, the impact of aeronautics well-being on human living is all can be happen because there is brilliant invention from the Wright brother, or we can call them the fathers of world aviation. They were two American aviation pioneers generally credited with inventing, building, and flying the world's first successful motor-operated airplane, which we knew as the Wright Flyer 1. And then, since the past aircraft crisis, it is evident that numerous aircraft calamities have been happened inside distinctive circumstances and causes. And then, the communication difficulties and errors have been considered as a major factor in aircraft crisis. Aircraft control management service methods are the principle of technology which were introduced in 1950s. But before the ATC management was launched in 1950, the history is from 1911. The first wireless telegraphy was put into operational in the Italo-Turkish War, but in 1912, the Royal Flying Corps had begun experimenting with wireless telegraphy in aircraft. Lieutenant Bertrand James was a leading pioneer of wireless radio in aircraft. On World War I, it's also called as the wireless war in the air. But in the the radios were heavy in weight and were considered an unreliable piece of equipment. Additionally, there were still major issues with the signal because the signal can be catched by the enemy, so enemy can hear your communication in the wireless telegraphy. So after the long history, I will explain you about the importance of communication in aviation. So communication is the most important thing in aviation because when the aircraft is on service, it needs to be guided step by step on every single movement or changes. And then, through on its journey, one piece information can be very important for the aircraft mechanic to know what happened in the aircraft during the flight of the aircraft from one destination to the other. And we don't know how bad the scenario will be during the flight, and no one can guess what will be happen in the future. Now, when the aircraft travel from one country to another country, then in order for the pilot or cockpit crew want to know about maybe the weather or about the condition on that country, so maybe the pilot can anticipate the new scenario that will be happen next, because maybe there is cumulonimbus in that country or another. After the input, I explained the importance of communication. Maybe the miscommunication could be happen because we don't know what will happen in the future. So miscommunication could cause massive disaster of the aircraft. When usually the pilot will take decision based on the information he received from the air traffic controller or the ATC, and if the ATC interprets wrong information, then the pilot calculation will go wrong. And when the communication can work normally, the pilot can communicate with the ATC, the decision will back to the pilot. Mental and flight hours of the pilot will determine what will happen in the future. In the last moment, I talk about the ATC. I will explain you what is ATC. According to Craig Freudenrich, the task of air traffic controller is to ensure safety and commercial for commercial and private aircraft. They do this by coordinating takeoff and landing aircraft at airport, while also ensuring safety during bad weather. An air traffic control is therefore required to ensure the smooth flow of traffic so they can minimal delays occur and can make the aircraft work normally. The evolution of air-to-ground communication has evolved and grew fastly, and today air-to-ground communication has evolved to the point where pilots no longer need to be in the plane to fly it. These planes are known as unmanned aerial vehicles, or more commonly called as UAVs. So this is my presentation of my essay. Thank you so much for watching this, and thank you for your attention. Uh, I hope you like it. Thank you so much, and goodbye.